I've lost women who I didn't want to lose, but I let them go. I didn't beg for them back. I didn't cry about it. I just let them leave. I did it like, I handled it like a man.
Any emotion you feel should be converted into positive
influence.
Yeah, you should do good things with any emotion you feel. I can't, and what else are you going to do with it? And this is a genuine question. What else, if let's say your wife breaks your heart. If you're not going to work, you can't sleep anymore. You're upset. She's running around with a new dude. You see her Instagram story. She's got some new guy. You're furious and you're angry and you're jealous and you're bitter. You have all of this inside of you, but you're not going to go to the gym and work hard and become so fantastically in shape and so rich and so powerful that no girl ever leaves you again. You're not going to do that.
No.
What are you going to do with it? Text her? Try and explain to her? She doesn't care. Like, you can write the most perfect English. You can write the most beautiful words ever constructed. Forget Shakespeare. You can do, it doesn't matter. She doesn't care. She just doesn't care. She's distracted.
She forgot about you.
She forgot about you. So what are you going to do with all of that inside of you if it's not positive? Well, it's going to consume you and you're going to end up self-destructive, or you're going to embarrass yourself, or you can take all of that and put yourself in a position where it never happens to you again.
Yeah.
Those are the choices. So what's the most intelligent choice to make?
Yeah.
You know? I don't understand how many humans function in the world today. I don't get people who don't think like me. I don't understand it. I'm like, well, then how have you survived this long? Life is hard. Life is difficult. Maybe I've just been unlucky, which I don't believe in, but I've had so much trauma and bad events and negativity and stress and all these things that have happened to me. And I've used all of it to be monumentally successful. If I wasn't that way inclined with the workload that God put on my shoulders, I'd just be in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
I would have killed myself by now. Like, I don't understand how people are functioning. If you're not thinking like me and you're going through life with any other mindset, you've been extremely fortunate that God smiled on you and allowed you to sit around most of the time doing jack shit. And you have yet to be punished for that.
Yeah.
I could never have lived that life. If I was a bit lazy or a bit, you know, or I was a bit of a snake, or if I lied to people, I'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
Like, so a lot of these people are just absolutely and utterly blessed by God that they managed to go through life with such a non-competitive mindset and they're still breathing. Like, I don't understand how people can think any other way. Yeah. I've spoken to dudes and like, yeah, you know, I had a bad couple months. Why? Oh, my girl left me. You've wasted months? You've wasted months over some... But the reason I'm the luckiest man on earth is because God has given me endless building blocks to build a superhero. He's given me endless power. He's given me endless motivation. What did we say?
Yeah.
He's given me I have endless sources of power. I can sit here right now and recall events that will prevent me from sleeping for 2 to 3 days. That gives me a superpower that other men do not have. They want to go to sleep. They're tired. I can stop being tired for days at a time. I can just have a thought. I can remember. I can sit, close my eyes, and use the power of my brain to vividly remember events, and I will not sleep for days. So how
you don't need any drugs or anything?
I've never taken a drug in my life. I've never tried cocaine in my life. I've never tried weed in my life, ever.
Wow.
I drink a lot of coffee. I smoke cigars, bit of vodka, but I've never tried a narcotic in my life.
Wow.
So, and when people come to me and say, oh, this happened, I'm really sad, or my heart broke, or this bad thing happened to me, I say, good. Thank the Lord that he's given you this endless source of motivation. You're wasting it. Yeah. That's your problem. But it's been given to you. Nitrous oxide has been given to you. You just have to use it in the correct way. So I'm the luckiest man in the world because all the bad things that happened to me have given me all the building blocks to become the most fantastic man on the face of the planet. I don't think there's ever going to be one person on the planet you're truly compatible with. I think there's going to be, a few. And if you have your life in order as a man, truly and completely in order, then you're compatible with a lot more people. I think that if you're a man and you're struggling to find somebody you're compatible with, that's probably because you're a loser. If your life's in order, then you're compatible with a lot of women. Like me, for example, I don't need a woman to mother me. I don't need a woman to motivate me, to tell me to stop playing video games. I don't need her to do anything for me. I need her to be happy, positive, protect my spirit, pray for me, maybe little things, make me a coffee, some kind of small gesture. But my money's right, my motivation's right, my life is right. And if she is associated with me, by proxy, she's going to have a fantastic life. I can't fly on my jet and put her on an easy jet. Yeah. Like, she's going to end up on jets. She's going to end up in the 5-star hotels. She's going to end up not having to worry about money. She's going to end up in the best restaurants. Yeah. By proxy, she's going to have a very fantastic life. So you'll find that if your expectations of a woman are for her to be happy and you have a lifestyle that makes her happy, a lot of women are pretty happy, and you get along with basically all of them. It's kind of amazing how that works. It takes a very special type of character to still be dislikable in those kind of scenarios. Whereas if your life is less perfect or your reality is less impressive, then you need a girl who's happy to be bored, and then it becomes harder.
If you're a man who has a heartbroken, a lot of them are so stupid that they may revert to the mindset that you've said. They may say, I don't want to have my heart broken again, but they haven't sat there and said, why did this happen? You have to know the why to prevent it from happening. You have to analyze the scenario and learn from it. One thing I'll say about women that's fantastic, one of the best things women are best at is they're a fantastic mirror. Women are a reflection. If you have any weakness inside of you, or if you have any downfalls as a person, a woman's going to show you who they are. If you're too emotional, if you're too easy to get angry, she'll teach you that. She'll teach you that you can get angry too fast. Piss her off. If your dick's small, she'll tell you. She'll tell you exactly what is wrong with you when she is mad. She'll sit there and say, you got a short leg and your haircut's shit. Get a new haircut. I hate your ugly ass. They'll tell you exactly what is wrong with you. When you look at your bad or your previous relationships with women that went wrong, you can sit there and go, okay, this all went wrong. What has she taught me? She taught me that I'm emotionally affectable. She taught me that if she ignores me, she gets more attention than if she's nice to me. She taught me, you have to sit there and analyze all the lessons and you have to implement them. It's the same with absolutely everything. But women are a fantastic mirror. A lot of these guys who resort to that are men who don't have the self-reflection to sit and say, okay, why did this happen? As a man, you have to be accountable for absolutely everything. Every single thing that happens is your fault. I didn't go to jail because of Romania. When I was in jail, it was my fault. Even though I don't believe it was just, even though I do not believe it was fair, even though I know I am innocent, it is my fault. Because I didn't have to become so influential. I did it. But it's also my fault when I'm on the jet and living my perfect life. I did that. I did the good. I did the bad. You made her leave you. You did. Whether you like it or not, you are the reason she became so cold. You are the reason she doesn't listen anymore. You are the reason she's so arrogant all of a sudden. You are. You may not have identified why yet, but if you identify why, then you get into your next relationship healed and understanding what you did wrong and learn from it. That's what you have to do. But most of these men don't want the self-accountability. I love that. And they want to blame the women. You have to blame yourself. I know exactly now how to keep a woman happy. So I ain't got nothing to worry about. I've learned my lessons. I know exactly how to keep a woman happy. I know when to set a boundary, when to be nice. I know exactly what to do because I've self-analyzed. A lot of these red pill guys, they want to do exactly like you said, just run around and just bang chicks because they've never looked in the mirror and go, why do these chicks not want to just love me? Why am I a fuck up? You're not perfect. God is perfect. Nobody is perfect. You need to analyze yourself. If you fix those problems, I'll give you an example. Even when I first started getting rich, I never worried about gold diggers because I can't be gold dug. But I was always a bit like weird about if a woman wants something expensive, that I was always a bit like, not because I'm tight, just like, oh, we haven't been together that long. Why does she want such an expensive bag? Da, da, da. And over time I learned they don't want the expensive bag because it's an expensive bag. It's because my life is now so expensive and so grand. When I'm doing hyper expensive things, if I buy a $5 million car, I look like a dummy if I won't buy a $500 bag. I look frugal, and frugality is a form of fear, and it looks fearful. I could say no to a $500 bag when I had no money to the exact same girl, but when you have a certain amount of money, it's not that they're gold digging you, it's just that to you it's nothing, and there's a degree of gesture to it. And I also learned over time that, you know, the best way to get new beautiful women is for them to see your ex and how well she was treated. They love that shit. They love it. When they see all your ex, because women will do that. Women stalk me. When I had Instagram, they'd stalk me. And they'd see the lifestyle my girl lived. And as soon as I was single, they were like, hey, whoo, they wanted a term. So I was like, you know, I actually got a larger ROI, just being Mr. Nice. Cool. It's also helped me in my current situation. I've never been mean to anybody. Please call him. No, he was nice to me. Bye. There's a lot you learn, but you have to self-reflect and learn and pay attention to the mirror. These men who are afraid of commitment are not blaming themselves like they should. Truly believe that women in their hearts, unless they're completely corrupted by society, women just want to love and be loved and feel safe. That's what they want. They want a man that they can look at and they truly know he makes the decisions and I trust him to make the decisions and I love him for that and I respect him for that. That's what they truly want. When a woman starts turning on you, it's usually because she doesn't trust you for some reason. She doesn't trust your judgment. And that's not always cheating. It can be other things. She doesn't trust your judgment as a whole, right? If she starts to doubt your judgment, how can she truly love you? You're the protector. You're the provider. So if a woman's gone cold on you, you have to sit there and go, okay, she doesn't trust my judgment. Feedback. She doesn't trust my judgment. What have I done that made her doubt me? It's not her fault. It's your fault. Every single time a woman leaves you as a man, it is your fault. Always. Even if a richer, more successful, more alpha man stole her from you, it's still your fault because you need to be like him. It's always 100% your fault. These men don't take accountability. It's 100% their fault.
It's really mind-blowing to me because I've tried with all of my computational power to imagine having a mindset different to mine. And I just can't see a reality worth having. I can't see a reality worth living. I can't see how you're going to build a life worth experiencing if you have any other mindset. I've never seen somebody massively succeed and they didn't believe in themselves, ever. I've never seen somebody who just allows life to happen to them and become blown off course by some sadness, end up doing massively monumental and important things. I've never seen it. It doesn't, and it's never going to happen because it's competitor. It's like crypto. It's player versus player. Right. I can sit here right now at Tower. I can sit here right now and recall events that will prevent me from sleeping for 2 to 3 days. That gives me a superpower that other men do not have. They want to go to sleep. They're tired. I can stop being tired for days at a time. I can just have a thought. I can remember. I can sit, close my eyes, and use the power of my brain to vividly remember events, and I will not sleep for days. And when people come to me and say, oh, this happened, I'm really sad, or my heart broke, or this bad thing happened to me, I say, good. Thank the Lord that he's given you this endless source of motivation. You're wasting it. That's your problem. But it's been given to you. Nitrous oxide has been given to you. You just have to use it in the correct way. So I'm the luckiest man in the world because all the bad things that happened to me have given me all the building blocks to become the most fantastic man on the face of the planet.
Can you please explain exactly how to get over a breakup? I just went through a major breakup and you have never explicitly spoken about the topic.
Sure, I'll talk about it. First things first is that going through a breakup sucks. And every single man out here, no matter what they say, understands how bad it is to go through a breakup and understands what heartbreak's like. It's difficult. It's not easy. I'd actually like to argue that men feel more heartbroken than women. I think that's facts. I think it's true. And I think it's because one of the possessive element that we have, the idea of her being with someone else hurts more than the idea of you being with someone else to her. And secondly, because you have a lot less options than she has instantly. So I think that breakups are worse for men than they are for women. And I understand how difficult and hard they can be. However, the unfortunate reality is that chasing her and being dedicated to her and saying you're going to do whatever she wants, etc., is very unlikely to work. When I get a message from whoever and he goes, my wife left me, I'm devastated. I say, I understand. I completely understand how hard it can be to lose a woman that you've given your entire life to. And you've done so many nice things. And then because of one thing you did, her innate and absolutely insane level of ungratefulness has turned her bitter, and she now talks to you like she hates you over one thing you've done after thousands of efforts showing how dedicated you are to her. And even now that you're prepared to die for her, she doesn't give a shit about you. I understand that pain. But my answer is good. It's still good. When bad things happen to me, you love it. Kind of enjoy it. And I think that maybe it's perhaps I just enjoy it for the story. Perhaps my whole life is not about trying to find comfort. It's trying to find challenges. It is trying to find stories. I'll be very honest with you. Even in jail, my brother and I kept saying this is probably the best story, one of our best ever stories. That's what life is about to me. And if you were to say to me right now, Andrew, do you want to spend a year living in comfort and flying around the world and sleeping with girls and doing whatever, or do you want to spend a year in a jail in Mongolia? I'd probably choose the jail. Maybe I'm a sadist. Maybe I'm nuts. But for me, it's all about the challenges. It's not about the comforts. That's what I'm interested in. And I want to have stories to die with. Life, the purpose of it is to learn, and it is to struggle, and it is to suffer. And I don't think that we are put on the planet to be happy. I actually genuinely believe we are put on the planet to learn things and to struggle and to genuinely suffer. I think that life is suffering. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. I think that if you want to be any kind of man of caliber, your life needs to be full of suffering. If you don't have that story of pain, you don't have a story at all. It's just the way the world works. You're not going to be a credible man who is respected if you don't have a bunch of pain and problems in your past. If you wake up and you're born as a man and everything goes exactly to the way you want it to and everything's nice and easy, nobody's going to respect you and you're not even going to be happy yourself. I believe that also the masculine imperative not only is to give, like we said earlier, but it is to overcome struggle. We look at struggles and we look at problems and we want to overcome them. When you're truly heartbroken, you can't even sleep. And your mind is constantly preoccupied. And instead of seeing that as a negative, what you need to do is use that as a source of unlimited power. If I was truly heartbroken today, let's imagine, and I could barely sleep, I'd be in better shape than I've ever been. I'd train like a fucking animal. You have to just take the energy inside of you. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted. Whether it's heat into light or the momentum into friction or however you want to put it, right? Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. And you have to look at that and understand that the sadness inside of you is energy. You can't destroy it, but you can convert it into something else which is constructive. And you just have to suck it up, buttercup, and get over it.
Yeah.
And there's no other way to do it. And obviously having an abundance of women makes that easier. But I wouldn't even put it that way. I'd say if you were with a woman and you lost her and you're now lonely and she's going to be moving on and you're absolutely utterly heartbroken and you're destroyed inside, I understand how difficult that is. But now you have genuine sadness inside of you, which is unlimited motivation for you to become a fucking beast, become an animal. And by the time you're finished becoming an animal, you won't care anymore. So if you really want to cure yourself, you just say, I'm going to get a six-pack and I'm going to get bigger arms. And by the time my arms are this size and I have a six-pack, then I'm going to think about that bitch. And you'll realize you don't give a shit about her anymore. Think about the biggest transformative stages in your life. Think about the times you got the most work done. It was a bad part of your life. You were heartbroken or, you'd lost a house or broke or whatever. That's when you did shit. When everything was fine, when the woman's still sucking dick, the mortgage is paid, dinner's on time, it's kind of doop-de-doop-de-doo, little by little, do a little bit of work, do a little bit of relax. But the big events come from trauma. This is it. So it's a cheat code. It's a cheat code to climb the mountain. Anything in the world that makes you happy that you currently have, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's a scenario, whatever it is, also has the exact inverse capability to make you extremely angry. So you have to accept this.
You're quite detached, man. You're quite detached from everything that you also own. You say you love it, but at the same time, you're okay with letting go.
Well, that's because I think I have confidence in myself to get it all back. And that's also because I have quite a lot of emotional control. Adult happiness for me is just a lack of absolute sorrow. Like, there's no such thing as cold. There's only a lack of heat. Scientifically, cold doesn't exist. Heat exists, and a lack of heat creates cold. Well, I think it's the same thing with happiness. There's no such thing as happiness. There's just a lack of sorrow. If I'm not grief-stricken, if I'm not sitting here and I'm really devastated, if my family members haven't died, if I'm not bawling my eyes out, if I'm not really struggling, then I'm a happy person because I'm not completely sorrow-filled. I think a lot of people are somewhere in the middle and they think because they're not at that giddy, childish happiness, there's something wrong with them. No grown-up adult's supposed to live in the fucking absolute peak of, life's great, I'm happy. No one's supposed to live that way, and we're told we're supposed to live that way, and that if we ever feel a little bit sad, there's something wrong. That's not true. We're human beings. It's perfectly normal to wake up and be pissed off, and be sad, or be this, or be that. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that's wrong with it is to sit there and believe that you just start taking a pill to fix it. Life as a man is pretty shit, and you're gonna feel shit for a pretty large percentage of the time. But you're only going to ever escape that if you just perform regardless. You have to perform when you feel bad. As a man, you can't say, I will perform when I feel good. It doesn't work that way because our heads are too complicated and life's too complicated. There's too much on our shoulders and we have too much stress and too much pressure. Our heads are fucked. You have to be the kind of person who says, I perform regardless. Her revenge on you is instant. Her revenge on you is running, getting on a boat and fucking 5 guys and going out to party and you're sitting at home alone. Her revenge is instant. Your revenge takes a little bit longer. But it is a better revenge overall. It takes, like all good things in life, good things come to those who wait. Good things don't come instantly. Your revenge is going to be using that sadness, using that sorrow to become such an amazing man that she realizes she fucked up. Every single one of my exes realizes they fucked up. There's not a single person who's close to me whose life would be better if I wasn't in it. Every single one of my exes looks and goes, I wish I had top G still now. I just text my boyfriend my problems. He can't fix them, but Andrew fucking did. I'm sitting here on economy, takes on his jet. I fucked up. And so if you get to take that sadness and sorrow and truly become the man that you know you can become, then your victory comes. It's maybe a little bit delayed, but it's certainly and utterly is coming, and you should be excited by that. You need to look that there will be a day where she regrets the decision she made. There will be a day where she understands that she fucked up and her life would have been better if she kept. And I'm going to prove it to her. If you were to find the best men on the planet, I guarantee they've been through a bunch of terrible things. And if you listen to podcasts from any of the most interesting people on the planet, usually they've had hard, terrible lives. And you can use that trauma to become a better person, or you can let that trauma consume you and destroy you. But I thank God for all of it, because it gave me endless power to become the person I am. If you're truly angry or truly unhappy, then you can't sleep. And if you can't sleep, then you get twice as many hours as everybody else. Listen to me. If you don't wake up right now, you will lose everything. Not just your dreams, your time, your potential, your entire future. And the worst part, it'll be your fault. You've been lied to. They told you to hope, to stay positive, to trust the process. It was all a trap. Hope is the greatest scam in human history, and it's the reason you're still broke, still weak, still invisible, in a world that only respects power. Every second you wait, another man, someone hungrier, stronger, and more ruthless than you, is taking what should have been yours. And if you don't act now, you will be left behind forever. This is your last chance to wake up. Listen closely or regret it for life. Let me tell you something most people are too scared to admit. Hope is useless without action. You've been lied to your whole life. They told you to stay positive, believe in yourself, and trust the universe. As if sitting around waiting for success to land in your lap was ever going to work. It won't. Right now, at this very moment, another man is outworking you. While you're scrolling through your phone, he's making money. While you're hesitating, he's executing. While you're hoping for change, he's forcing the world to bend to his will. That's why you're stuck. That's why you don't have what you want. Because you still think hope will save you. It won't. Because winners don't hope. Winners take action. You think the world is unfair? Guess what? It is. You think the rich have an advantage? They do. You think successful men are playing the game better than you? They are. But here's what no one wants to admit. You can win anyway. How? By doing what weak men refuse to do. Discipline. Sacrifice. Suffering. Grinding when everyone else is quitting. That's how you win. That's how you become the kind of man nobody can compete with. But most of you will never do it. You'll watch this, feel motivated for 5 minutes, then go back to wasting time, and that's why you'll lose. Because deep down, you're addicted to comfort. You want success without suffering. You want rewards without discipline. Most people don't want to hear this, but pain is your greatest teacher. You don't grow from comfort. You don't evolve by taking it easy. You become strong by suffering. Think about the most powerful men in history. They didn't become great by hoping things would get easier. They became great by dominating, by forcing themselves to endure more pain, more struggle, more hardship than anyone else was willing to take. And that's exactly why most of you will never be successful, because you run from pain. You want to be fit, but you don't want to suffer through the workouts. You want to be rich, but you don't want to sacrifice your weekends grinding. You want respect, but you're too scared to do what it takes to earn it. Let me ask you, how badly do you want it? Because if you're not willing to bleed for it, you don't deserve it. Hope is for cowards. Action is for winners. And if you don't wake up and start acting like a man who deserves success, you will never have it. The real reason most of you are losing isn't because life is unfair. It's not because the system is rigged. It's not because you were dealt a bad hand. It's because you refuse to take full responsibility for your life. Most men today have become soft. They blame everyone else for their failures. They look at successful people and say, oh, he got lucky. No, he earned it. You think millionaires got lucky? You think world champions just had talent? No, they worked harder than you. They sacrificed more than you. They pushed through more pain than you ever have. That's why they win. That's why they dominate. And that's why you're still hoping while they're taking action. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep sitting there wishing for success? Or are you finally going to stand up and take it? The world is not a fairy tale. There is no happy ending for the weak. No knight in shining armor is coming to rescue you. The world only respects power, dominance, and action. You think life is about fairness? About equality? Wake up. The strong take and the weak get nothing. That is the truth they don't want you to realize. Every second you sit around hoping for things to change, another man is out there taking what should have been yours. You see it every day. The men who drive the cars you want, live in the houses you dream about, and date the women you desire. And do you know why they have those things? Because while you were wishing, they were working. While you were waiting for motivation, they were grinding. While you were saying, tomorrow I'll start, they were executing today. This is war. And in war, there are only two types of men. Predators and prey. Every single decision you make is pushing you into one of those two categories. When your alarm goes off in the morning and you hit snooze, you choose to be prey. When you skip the gym because you're too tired, you choose to be prey. When you avoid hard work and make excuses, you choose to be prey. And the problem with being prey is that the world has no mercy for the weak. Society is designed to crush the men who refuse to compete. The economy is built to keep you trapped. The distractions, social media, junk food, endless entertainment are all designed to keep you weak and controllable, because weak men don't take power. Weak men don't rise to the top. Weak men exist to serve the strong. And if you refuse to break out of that cycle, you will spend your entire life watching other men live the life you wanted. That is why you must become a predator. A man who doesn't wait, doesn't hesitate, doesn't rely on hope to guide his action. You take what you want when you want because you have earned the right to do so. But that kind of power doesn't come from sitting around wishing for success. It comes from suffering for it. You want to be rich, then you better be willing to work 16-hour days while everyone else is resting. You want to be powerful, and you better be willing to sacrifice every weakness that holds you back. You want to be respected, then you better demand excellence from yourself in everything you do. That's the price of greatness. And most of you aren't willing to pay it. Hope is a disease. It's a trick they use to keep you obedient. They tell you to stay positive, to believe in yourself, as if mindset alone will make you successful. It won't. You can manifest all day long, but without action, you will remain exactly where you are. Hope without discipline is just another form of procrastination. The difference between winners and losers is simple. Winners execute, losers wait. Every time you hesitate, you lose. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you lose. Every time you waste another day thinking about success instead of taking real steps toward it, you lose. And do you know what happens when you lose too many times? You become irrelevant, forgotten, just another weak man who wasted his potential. You look around and see men getting richer, stronger, and more powerful, and you think to yourself, why not me? I'll tell you why. Because you haven't earned it. Success is not handed out like candy. It is taken by force. You have to be willing to outwork, outthink, and outlast every single person in the room. You have to be so relentless, so disciplined, so obsessed with becoming the best version of yourself that failure becomes impossible. Because let me tell you something, there is a version of you that is unstoppable, a version of you that wakes up every day and dominates, a version of you that never hesitates, never complains, never stops pushing forward. That version of you is waiting to be unleashed. But the only way to bring him to life is to kill the weakness inside you. Your emotions don't matter, your excuses don't matter, your past doesn't matter. All that matters is what you do next. Every second wasted is a second closer to death. Every moment spent in weakness is a moment you will never get back. And one day, when you're old, when you're out of time, when you realize that you wasted your life hoping instead of taking, that regret will be unbearable because by then it will be too late. The question is, are you going to let that happen, or are you going to rise up and take control of your destiny? Because let me make one thing clear. Nobody is coming to save you. Your parents won't save you. Your friends won't save you. The government won't save you. The universe won't save you. The only person who can change your life is you. And until you fully accept that, until you take complete ownership over your fate, you will never be free. The moment you realize that your success, your power, your future is 100% in your hands, that is the moment you become truly dangerous. Because that is the moment you stop hoping and start taking. So tell me, are you still going to sit there hoping for success? Or are you going to stand up and take what's yours? Most men today are weak, fragile, and pathetic. They live their entire lives in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of pain. And because they are afraid, they stay broke, stay invisible, and stay powerless. Society has trained them to be this way. From the moment they were born, they were taught to be obedient, to be nice, to wait their turn. They were told that if they just stay patient and work hard, success will come to them. Lies. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action without hesitation. It comes to those who are willing to sacrifice comfort, endure suffering, and refuse to quit when things get tough. But most of you will never reach that level because most of you choose weakness every single day. Look at your life. Look at your body, your bank account, your habits. Are you proud of them? If the answer is no, then let me tell you something. You are the problem. Not the economy, not society, not bad luck. You are the reason you don't have the life you want. You are the reason you wake up every day feeling frustrated, unsatisfied, and powerless. And until you take full responsibility for that, nothing will change. You see, most people don't want to hear this because it forces them to look in the mirror
It forces them to accept that their life is a direct of their own choices. I think heartbreak is designed to teach you lessons. I think everything bad that happens to you as a man is designed to teach you lessons. I think that's why God gives them to you. You're never going to be a good man unless you've suffered. Good men have been through a lot of bad things, and you have to realize why she left or why your heart is broken so that you can change certain things and grow. I think that the worst men on earth are the ones who haven't had enough pain. You're supposed to suffer as a man. You're born to suffer. The whole reason God put men on this planet is to suffer. And the best men are the ones who suffered the most. I wouldn't be top G if I didn't suffer more than anyone else. You're a better man than everyone else if your life was a mess and it was a hardship. Because you're not what happens to you, you are how you react to it. And the best men on earth are men who have had their parents die, their best friends betray them, their girl betray them, thrown in jail, their money stolen, stabbed, robbed. And every time something happened to them, they sat there and they looked in the mirror and said, what can I learn from this? How can I stop this happening? Those are the best men. Those are the men men respect. Those are the men women want. Why do women love scars? Look, they tried to kill him and they can't. That's why I want him. The best men suffered. You find a man who's never been through suffering and nobody gives a shit about him. Men don't like him and women don't like him. Men are no good without it. If you're an intelligent person and you crash your car, you sit and say, how did this happen? Was I driving too fast? No.